happy Tuesday 10 at 10. I am your host, Richard Charpentier, and you know the format. Every Tuesday, we take questions that are being sent to Bakerpedia, and I take 10 minutes to answer your question. Again, for those who have never watched, my name is Richard Charpentier. I'm a certified master baker, bakery scientist with over 36 years of experience from small to very large commercial bakeries. All right, without further ado, let's get started. On our first question, someone is asking, I am running a small chapati bakery and I am suffering from short shelf life. What should I be looking for to improve my shelf life? So the first thing, it's a good question. And chapati is a flatbread common to Indian culture, but you know it's a name flatbreads. You'll find different flatbreads, but in terms of your shelf life, you know we have to understand what are the real issues because you didn't give us more details. So it could be staling, that the products become super stale very rapidly. It could be you're getting mold. It could be other issues that are not listed because shelf life goes, it's on the visual, it's on a texture, it's on organoleptic, on all of the criteria. So, it's difficult to know what to recommend for you, but overall, if it is about shelf life of your product and how to improve, you could improve the softness by using, emulsifiers. Lecithin, monoamide will soften the texture of your product. If you have molds, you'll see them, they're growing on the product. So I would recommend figuring out what the pH of your product is and whether or not you need to be putting propionic acid in the form of calcium, propionic, calpro, and then again going to, if it's mold, going to a program to ensure that the bakery you're using is clean and that you have everything in place in order to grow a production. And then the employees are wearing gloves, they're putting in plastic. And the last but not least is, if you have a shelf life for more than 24 hours where the product are being sold in a packaging, what kind of packaging and what temperature are you storing the chapati once they're packaged. So there's a lot of factors affecting shelf life. It's not just one thing. So hopefully it helped out. So thank you for sending the question. Now moving on to the next question. So somebody wants to know, can I use potassium chloride instead of sodium chloride for gluten analysis for both manual and automatic washing? So it's a system of washing gluten that where salt, usually sodium chloride, is being used. And that's something that Mark Florsky is giving some answers. So I will go through, thank you, Mark, through the answers that Mark, found. But basically, the answer is you don't need salt for gluten extraction, but it helps. For commercial extraction, I do not think it would be a good idea to substitute potassium chloride for, instead of sodium chloride. However, it's based on the assumption that here we are talking about gluten extraction on a smaller scale. So, and as an extra note, it's recommended, it's best to reduce the overall salt as possible to get to 0% by increasing, you do that by increasing the maturation time, the fermentation and kneading, and of course using high quality wheat. And here a Canadian Western hard red spring wheat. So because potassium chloride overall in your washing might impact some off flavors because of the potassium, and but again, it's up to you. There's a lot of things, and that's why I always mention it's important for every company. We're here to help, but it's important for the viewers listening to the shows to really do your due diligence and do your homework and do what's needed in order to get the right results. And now for a last question of the day, somebody asked about, can I use calcium propionate together with ascorbic acid in my bread dough? And the answer is yes. So calcium propionate is used to control mold growth. And as it dissociates into your dough, gets into propionic acid, which helps for certain growth of mold and bacteria. And as ascorbic acid is a reducing agent that is being used in bakeries to strengthen the gluten network in bakeries. So both of either the calcium propionate and also the ascorbic acid can both be used together, but remember they have different functionalities and therefore, would not compete with one another. So hopefully it helps with the answers. So again, thank you very much for listening to Tuesday 10 at 10. I am your host, Richard Charpentier. You have yourself a wonderful day and happy baking. Thank you.